Okay, so personal branding, identity architecture, and the online presence are going to be the topic of today's conversation. And we would be talking about why you should be having the omnipresence. Okay, so majorly we are going to talk about that. And I would be wanting to start from an event that happened today. I saw actually a post on LinkedIn. There was a person who was in my connection list, and he has got like 10,000 followers, and he probably built that reputation, built whatever he had. Okay, the thing that he called reputation, the followers, the clients, all of those things. He made it all of it in 1.5 years. Okay, and we can say probably around 2 years. And suddenly, out of nowhere, as soon as he wakes up in the morning and he sees that everything is gone, he cannot log back into his account. Okay, so what happened is that his account got hacked. Okay, got hijacked, and we found out that all the things that he tried were all in vain, unless some kind of magic happened. Okay, maybe he reported, or like whatever he did, he just managed to take his account back, thankfully. Okay, so there are some lessons that we should be learning from this, but before diving into those lessons, I think that we should be covering the basic understanding of what is internet. Okay, so in the offline, in the physical world, we have the world, right? We have this earth, we have this globe that we call the world. Whereas in the online, we call it internet. Okay, there's a digital world, we call it internet. And as we have the areas to visit, the places that we visit, we call them sites. Similarly, the digital world also have the places to visit that we call the websites. Okay, and as our sites have address, we have a specific address. My home has a specific address, my cousin's home has a specific address. So similarly, on the website, every website has its own unique address that is also often typed in URL. Okay, so for that, you should be knowing that when you have a house in the internet, when you have your presence in the internet, you would be having all of these things. So what if you don't have all of these things? If you don't have an address and you don't have a website, do you even belong to the internet? The answer is quite simple. The answer is no. Okay, see, I have my personal house, and that is, let's suppose, in one city. Okay, city number 1. Okay, so I have that personal house, and there are 3 other houses that I have rented in 3 different cities. Okay, but my personal house is going to be my one and only house. So similarly, if we go online, if I don't have any website, it means that I don't have any personal house. But I can also go to my rented house, that are the social media apps, and in those apps my specific profiles. Okay, if I have account on Facebook is my Facebook profile is going to be my rented house. Okay, and on LinkedIn, the LinkedIn is going to be my second rented house. On Instagram, Instagram is going to be my third rented house. Okay, and Russell Brunson, in his book .com Secrets, explains it so beautifully that the audience that are on the social media platforms is the rented audience. Okay, and you have to convert them into the owned audience. We are going to come there on that topic in a minute, but before that, we should be knowing that as each and every city has different kind of people, similarly each and every platform is going to have different kind of audience, right? And secondly, one more thing in addition is that if I go on any of my rented house, I just go downstairs, I visit the market, I visit the nearby market, and what I do is that I just jump into the market and I just start to sell to people. Okay, I just scream like South Asians do. Okay, and I would be just, if I do that, I'd be just like all of the people around me within the market, right? So that is called marketing. Whatever the guys, the girls that are doing on these platforms, they are selling their services and calling them so-called person branding. It is not that, and that's why the person branding term has been so much exaggerated that I had to change it into identity architecture. I don't call the person branding anymore. Okay, so what happens is that when you just go and tell about your service, your product, your etc, like whatever you are selling about, that is called marketing. But along with that, if you give a, if you provide a feeling to person, if you provide a feeling to people, okay, let's suppose I just don't go only to the market, but what I do is that I just go on and just meet the people of the market and just ask them how their business is going and whether they want a glass of water or not. Okay, I just like make this a part of myself, and what would happen is that actually people would remember me because I was there to ask them a glass of water when no one else did. Okay, and those people would remember me, but in the marketing the people would never remember me. Why? Because the marketing is just for awareness. The brand, building the identity architecture is for building the trust among the people. Okay, and the people who are supposed to reach you out on your personal home from that rented home are only going to be the people who are into your brand, not your marketing, right? And Apple and every other big brand uses this strategy. Okay, so let's suppose that not let's suppose I don't have any Apple gadget right now. I don't have any Apple electronics, but still, what do I believe is that Apple is one of the most credible electronic company that I can rely on. Okay, why do I think that way? Why do you think that way? Even if you don't have any Apple products right now, the reason is simple, because they have built a perceived image. Okay, and even if I build that perceived image into the mind of the people who are not even my target audience, what they will do, they will just go and sing about me in front of my audience, right? Is it all making sense? Okay, and I just want to tell you that when I started LinkedIn, when I was starting out on LinkedIn, I never said that I'm going to just rely on LinkedIn. And even today, if you go and Google me, you would be finding out that 10 pages of results are of me. Every platform from Medium, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, you'd be finding me. Why is that? Because I even though I don't have my personal home on the internet now, like suhair.com domain, I don't have that, but still I have managed to build my brand in such a way that Google knows me. Okay, Google knows who Suhair Hassan is, and if anyone wants to search me out, like let's suppose my LinkedIn just like gets hacked today, what would happen? If those people wanted to contact me, what they would simply do is that they would just go on and search on Google Suhair Hassan, and they would find me out at the instant. They would find my YouTube, they would go to my YouTube, there is my I have attached the link to my link tree, and they would be finding every link there. Similarly, on Instagram, I also have attached my link tree. Okay, so we all should be having the branding of ourselves that I call identity architecture. Along with that, it is a must that you should be having your own domain, your own website, so that people can come to you. Why? Because you never know whenever you get kicked out of those rented house. But if you have your own house, you're going to have your own presence, right? So if you go on and search on the internet, like any person that you see is having the like fame or like all of that, any entrepreneur, any influencer, you just go and type their name, you would be seeing that their website comes on the top. They have the biographies on. Okay, so how do you Google that their biographies? They're coming directly from their websites, right? So your focus should be on building your brand. Okay, the feeling that you provide to people, not just by posting but also by interacting with individual people so that they can come back to you. Okay, similarly, in the online world, if I go to my rented houses, I just interact with people, they will remember me and they would eventually come to my personal house. Okay, so that is the entire thing. And when you have your presence on a lot of different platforms, what is going to happen is that you are never going to lose, because maybe one house can kick you out, but not all of the others would do. And the great example in this scenario is of Andrew Tate. Okay, even though he has got no profiles on internet, he just has an account on Rumble, I guess, or maybe X, but he does not have any account on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, but still the audience knows him. Why? Because he has built a brand that has omnipresence. Okay, the content bombarding. So if you want me to provide the entire detailed solution to you, maybe just talking about that within the details in my takeover series, or you want me to go into the deep in the flow series, then just let me know. Okay, and soon I'm also going to buy my domain, and then I'm going to make my personal house on the internet as well. So the moral of the story is that don't just chase what everyone else is chasing. Don't just chase for money. Instead, I'm not saying that don't go for money. Do go for money, but just remember that you have to make people feel a certain way. If you just go for money, you're just going to make people feel that you are hungry for it. Okay, nothing more than that. Okay, you don't care for them, and people are going to pay you less. Okay, when they know that you are not someone they should be investing on. So that's it. I hope that you understand all, and I am here, Suhair in your corner, and peace out.